Hola amigos, this is Somveer and welcome to CodePipe. In the last video we saw how to make a mobile view of the website that we are creating. In this video we will see how to prototype it or how to link the buttons with one another. We have already created the UI part, which is user interface. Now we are doing user experience, that is UX part. So we will be connecting one page to another. Then we will see how we can share it with the friends, and then we will see how we can export it. So let me go to the complete web page that we have designed and I will make a copy of it. Here we are just trying to see how to prototype it. So in the top left corner we have this prototype thing. So I will click here. If I click something, let's say I'm clicking this button, or if I get inside this, here we can see this arrow. We can do two things. Using this arrow we can directly place it on the other page, so they will be linked. So this is one way to connect. If we see here, if we get on this arrow and if we go on the right side, we can see destination. So if I choose a destination, our next page is homepage HF1. So I will use this, and we can see this is also connected to this page. Now if we click any of the link, we can see here how we want to trigger it, if we want to drag it, if we are using any gamepad sequence, or if we want to use it using voice. So we can also give voice request on our page. On the next section we can see what type of action we want. We want it to transition, auto animate, overlay, scroll to. So there are different types of action we can do. So we are just keeping it for transition. Then we have the destination. Then we have animation. What type of animation do we want? So we have different animations where we can say slide left, slide right. These transitions are very useful when we are designing a app or mobile app, but during the website the dissolve looks better. Then we have the easing out and easing in, or if we want to do some other effect, then we have duration. This is very basic how we can use prototyping. So let's say I click on it and I will preview it. Now we have given link for this text here. If we can see, our pointer is changing, and for other text it is not changing. So if I click on it, it will go to the next page where we have deleted everything. Also when we are on this page, let's say I want to click here and I want to go to home page, so we can do that also. So let's select this one, let's select this, and for the destination let's say home page HF. Now we don't see the arrows here, so if I do Control A, I will see all the links. So Control A is also a way where we can see all the links. Now let's say we have two things here. So in prototype we have this small home icon. So if we press, this will be our flow 1, and until we make another flow. This will let Adobe XD know that this is the home page, and from here it should start the preview. And for our mobile home page, if I click here again, it will make flow 2. This is how we make two things at one file. So if we are collaborating with 2-3 teams and we want everything on the same place, this is a good way. If we preview, this time let's try this button. If I press this, we are going to the next page, and again if I click on here, we should be going to the home page, which we are. So this is very basic about prototyping or UX for the user. Now let's see how we can share. So if we go on the share option, automatically when we go to share, flow 1 is selected. If we want, we can also change the name of the flow to whatever we want. Then in the sharing option, we have a few settings. Either we want it for developer, we want to share it with the developer team, we want it to be a presentation, we want to do it for a user testing, or we can make custom. So basically if we are sharing with the friends, we will go for design review. If we are sharing with the backend team, if we are producing the website in-house, we will go for the development sharing, and if we are going for user testing, we will be sharing it with this link. After this we can have different type of access for our website or the Adobe XD link. So we can go for anyone with the link, we can invite few people, or we can make it password protected so that only person who has password will be able to see it. So let's say I want it for design review. I will create a link. Now I have a link created. What if after sharing the link we change something in our design? No issues, we can directly go to the share page and say update link. It will automatically update all the design changes that we have made. Now if we click on this link, a new browser will open with the link that will show us our website. So here it will show us our web pages, and since it is flow 1 and we have made our home page as the home, then we are getting flow 1 and the supposed to be home page. Then we can use these arrows to go front and back in the pages. Since we have two only in this particular flow, so we are getting two pages. Also we have a comment section here where either we or anyone who is reviewing the design can make any comment. The person can say please change the yellow color. They can submit it. We will get the comment here. Also there is another option. We see this pin here, so we can put it anywhere. Like we want to specify that this logo is not looking good, so I will place a pin here with the keyword 1 and I will say this logo is small. For example, we can mention any user here. Let's say I'm mentioning myself or anyone else is mentioning my name. So we will get the comment here with the pin that will highlight on the page. If we hover it here, it will show us the pin on the page. This is about the sharing with friends and clients to get some feedback. Now going back to XD. Now this is for flow 1. If we select flow 2, we see that we don't have any link here. So let's try. We'll want it for flow 2 and we want it for development team. We want it to be exported for web only, and let's say create link. Here we have the link ready. So let's see how it will look. This link will also look very similar to the web link that we shared a while ago, but there are two things added. First one is here, which says view specifications. So if we click on it, we will get all the colors that are here, all the character styles that we have added to our specification or the asset column, and we have the layout options. So it will give a developer idea about how the layout is present on the website, what is the opacity, and what are the characters available, what are the colors we used, what is the design size, and what is the viewport size, etc. Then we also have a tab for variables. In my recommendation, I would not rely on this because in my experience as a developer, I don't think this will prove very beneficial to me. Yes, they can be helpful, but they are not very helpful. We can download this CSS file from here that will be downloaded in .css. So this is about link sharing for development. And at the last, we want it to share for user testing. Here I will take a moment to talk about user testing. There can be two types of user testing, moderated and unmoderated. Moderated means we will be sitting with the user so that if they are feeling something, some questions, they can ask and we can guide them to do the thing. And there is unmoderated where we will just give the user website and ask them some questions. We can have different questions like number 1, you have to log in to your page. You have to sign in and you have to log in. You have to sign up and you have to log into your account. Next we can ask find a way to purchase an order from the website. Then we can say please find a way to return the order. So we can have different questions as per our requirement. So for user testing, what I did is I've asked some of my friends who are in the IT sector, since our persona is working professional and aged between 24 or maybe 25. So I asked some of my friends to do it for me. But there are some cool sites from where we can get the specific age group and working people that can do the user testing for us. So let me show you the sites. First up we have meetup.com. As usual we have to sign up for it. Meetup.com is kind of a event where people will get together and they will maybe discuss their ideas, or so this is where we can find our event where some things are happening that are specific to our website. We can attend those events and we can ask some users there to test for our website, and maybe we can pay up some amount for them. So this is the site. I guess this is taking the location. So I'm in India, so it is showing the location for India. Anyways, there is another site which is usertesting.com. Usertesting.com is very specific to UI and UX designers, because this is what they do. As we can see here, we can get real-time feedback from real customers wherever you work. So no matter what website we have designed, we can always sign up to this, and we can always ask, I want so and so customers with so and so age group, so and so profession, and we will be always getting some users that are able to help us in our testing. Usually the right number of user testing can be up to 4 or 5 people, or if you want you can go for 6 or 7, but that should be enough. So these two are very good places or very good websites where we can go for our user testing purpose. In our Adobe XD we can select the flow, and for view setting we can go for user testing, and we can create the link. And if we see how this looks will be, it will look the same as before. So basically we can provide this link to the users that we can get from user testing or meetup, and if we want we can either ask them to record the screen on how they are processing with the website, or if we want we can also ask them to record their voice as they perform actions. So whatever we want. That is all about user testing, and I'm sure there are more ways using which we can get feedback for our website. So we should always explore more things. And at the end we will see about export. So if we go back to design, let me show you how to export one thing at a time first. So if I want to export this, I will select this, I will go to the menu, and I will export it, and I will go for selected one. This will give us an option where we want to export it or how we want to export it. So I want it as SVG, I want it as a link, and I will export it. So in my folder we have this header splash.svg. If we observe, we have the name from the component tree. So if we open it, as this is an SVG, it is opening in the Internet Explorer, and we can see we have the shape here. This is one way of exporting components. We can select 2-3 items. Let's say I want to select this shape. I will right click on it. I will say mark for export. Okay, let me export this arrow. So I will right click and I will say mark for export, and then I will go to menu, export, and I will say batch. It will give us the option. I want them in SVG, and let's export them. Now let's see what is available in our folder. In our folder we can see we have button splash component 156, which is the arrow that looks something like this. So this is what we can select 3-4 elements together and we can export them. And here we can use the shortcut of Shift E to mark for export, or Control plus E to export them. So this is also one thing. And at the end, if we want to export the complete web page, we can select this. We can do Control plus E, and I want it in PDF. So I will export it. This is usually good when we are trying to show the design to someone who don't have laptop available, or we can directly show them in PDF. So in our folder we have this PDF with the name that we have given to the artboard. Let's see how it looks. So we can see here the PDF is totally comprised of the components or the full page that we have designed, although we cannot click anything on this as this is a PDF. So this is a good way to showcase our design, or we can also use this to showcase our portfolio to someone. One last thing, when we are talking about, if we select multiple artboards and we export them using Control E, we can get the option of we want all of them in a single PDF, or we want multiple PDF files. So this is also a cool thing. So this was all about export. In this video we have seen how we can make a prototype or user experience of our web pages that we have created either in web page or mobile page view. Next we saw how we can share it with our friends, with the client for the user testing, and with the developer team. Then we saw how we can export different components that can be very helpful for the developer team. With this, I conclude the video and the section where we have created a brief of e-commerce website. We created a persona. We created a hand-drawn wireframe of the website. Then we created a wireframe on Adobe XD. We created a high fidelity design. We created mobile version of the design. Then we saw how to share and export. This is the complete process in which UI and UX is done. Now the next step is developing the website, the front end and the back end, which will be uploaded very soon. So stay connected and don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out those videos. If you like the video, don't forget to hit the like button. It will tell YouTube that my videos are good and YouTube will recommend it to other viewers also. Let me know anything in the comment section. Don't forget to follow us on the social media handles that are available in the description. And if you want to be a decision making factor in the videos that we make, please support us on Patreon. We will be starting taking poll as soon as we have a good population on the Patreon. We will meet very soon with a new video. Until then, this is Somvir taking your leave. Adios.